Hi, I'm Jerry Kite. Welcome to my YouTube channel. On this channel, I teach beginners how to trade stocks, ETFs, and options step by step. Again, my name's Jerry Kite. Um, just to give you a little bit of my background, I took my first stock course in around 1996 time frame. I didn't write down the date, but somewhere around there. And I've been trading on and off since then. The purpose of this channel is again to teach beginners. What I found was it was hard to find really good information and reliable sources of information. You have to be really careful about what you encounter on the internet. Um, so my approach to this is I'm going to take the approach that you know nothing, absolutely zero. You don't know what a chart is or looks like or how to read it, and I'm just going to walk you through all the basic steps and just keep growing on that knowledge and take you step by step. Um, Trading is a journey, and I can't stress that enough. I can't just give you a secret sauce and you click a button and poof, you're going to be rich. That just doesn't happen. Okay. Um, but your trading career or uh, your trading approach is going to be a journey for you, definitely not a destination. Now, there's going to reach a point where you're going to start feeling, yeah, I know what I'm doing. It's a lot like when you first learned to drive a car. You know, when you first started driving a car, you were probably scared to death, freaking out. Everything seems like there's all this stuff going on, and you just, it's very intimidating. Then all of a sudden, what, a month, 2 months, how whatever time frame for you worked, but all of a sudden you found now you're cruising down the road and you can adjust the radio and you're looking all around, you're talking to your friends, you've become comfortable in what you're doing. And the same thing is going to happen with your trading career is you're going to get very comfortable in what you're doing. And I'm telling you, that's how it's going to get to be. Um, Now, I do have some disclaimers here, and it's, you got to cover all these bases for all these lawyers nowadays. Um, I'm just going to teach you the basic, like the mechanics of what you do and how you do it, how you apply it, and whether if you apply it, whether if you're careful, uh, and all these things. I can't control that, so I can't make you any promises or guarantees other than I'm going to try my best to educate you on how you go through the mechanics in the process of trading. And there's a lot to learn. I'm not going to lie. It's just, again, kind of like driving a car. There's a lot to learn. You don't just get it in one, 15-minute lesson, right? Same thing with stocks. I will tell you, it's an exciting journey. Just to give you a quick example, I can remember the first time I was talking on the phone to a friend, and I said, "Hold on a minute, wait." And this is back when I was just trading stocks. She goes, "What's up?" And I said, "Well, I got to buy this stock I've been looking at," and I bought it. And then we went on with our conversation. And I think it was about 3, maybe 4 minutes later, I said, hold on a minute again. And she goes, "What's up?" I said, "Well, I got to sell my stock." She's like, "Already?" And I said, "Yeah, it's at the price point." And I sold it and I made $800. And yeah, you would have thought I made $1 million. I was so excited about that trade. But, if you make that kind of profit on anything, and what did it cost me? I click a couple of times on the computer. I waited 3 or 4 minutes. It got to the price that I thought it would, and I sold it. And I no more sold it, made my profit, and that stock turned right around like I thought it was going to and started tanking. So, how did I know that? Well, I got to know that stock. Stocks and other securities are a lot like people. You hang around your best buddy long enough, pretty soon you just kind of know how he is, how he's feeling, and that sort of thing. And you'll find the same thing is true with securities. Um, One of the things that you'll learn as you go along is you don't need a list of 5,000 different stocks that you're trying to analyze and go through. All these stocks, they go up and they go down or they go sideways. And what you're trying to do as a trader is determine which is it doing and then trade with that. In other words, you go with that trend. You don't fight it. Um, I've had plenty of times where people tell me, "Oh, that stock should have done this. That ETF should have done that." And no, it does what it's going to do. It's just whether if you trade with it or fight against it, that's up to you. But anyways, the point being is, I was very excited about that. I'll share with you recently. I had a trade. I started trading at 9:30 when the bell rang, meaning that's when the stock market opened, and I was trading in options that morning, and I bought an option, and by the time I clicked over to the monitor tab, it had already stopped out. You'll learn what this means later on, but basically what it meant was I was in it and I was out of it, and I made $550. I was like, well, that was quick. And so I went back, looked at the chart. Well, it was still going in the direction I wanted it to go in. So I turned around and bought it again. But this time I didn't limit the amount of gain on it. I just put a stop in place to protect my gain. Anyway, long story short, at 9:37, I logged off the computer and I was done for the day. Why? Because I made $3,580 in 7 minutes. I don't know about you. To me, that's a lot of money. Now, is it? I'm not going to go out and buy a house with it, obviously, but if you made that much money in 7 minutes, what would you do? How would it change your life? If you made $800 in a few minutes, what would that do to your life? Well, how would it change your day to day? How would it change your week? You um, Part of the reason I'm doing this channel and I'm putting these videos together is that I have kids and I want them to learn how to do it, but they're not all of them are ready to learn it right now. But when they are ready to learn it, I want them to have a resource that they can go to learn how to do this stuff. So if you're serious about learning, then what you're going to want to do is you're going to subscribe to this channel and then watch the next video. Now, if you have some experience with trading, you might look and go, well, I know what a candle is. I know what a chart is. Okay, well, let's skip that video or go through it. Maybe you might pick up a little nugget. One of the reasons I've gotten to the point where I'm at now is because I've listened to a lot of training videos and a lot of courses. And what I find is if no matter how smart you get with this stuff, how educated you become with it, you can usually pick up a nugget or two from somebody and it's worth your while. You get that one little extra piece. It's like putting a puzzle together, and pretty soon you start seeing the image of what you're creating, putting that puzzle together. It's a lot the same way when it comes to trading. Anyhow, I look forward to our journey together, and I hope you find this helpful. Thank you. Have a great day.